everyone. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Welcome to MSOON, the acronym for Making Something Out of Nothing. This is where we're making all kind of recycled crafts, upcycling, repurposing things. So remember to keep your found objects or things that you probably would normally throw away that's not trash, that you could make out of something, beautify it to become a treasure. All right, so hope everybody's feeling well out there today. You're looking beautiful, and I just want to give everybody an opportunity to catch up with the project that we're going to be creating. It's going to be some kind of vessel of some sort, or a vase, some type of dish. I don't want to necessarily place a name on it, because if you decide to use your pieces for the art slide show exhibit, or even just for your own enjoyment as it pertains to naming the piece, you might want to call it something else. So that's entirely up to you. What we were creating last week were these magazine tubes. So that's why I'm showing. I see some new students or participants in the class, and I would like to give you all a chance to make those tubes so that you can be a part of the project. I'm going to put on my apron, and if you all would like to unmute yourselves, feel free. We're gonna have somewhat of a short class today, due to the fact that I need to tune in to Brother Jamal's class at 10:30 to start a list and help out with a few things for Older Americans Month. So give me 1 second. All right, so if you all know, Mr. Jamal's class is at 10:30 today. I don't know if any of you participate in his class. However, I am going to be going into his classroom to talk about the coloring book. Do any of you can raise your hand or just say, do any of you take Jamal Jones's class? Miss Vivian, anybody else? I know Mr. Ronnie and Jennifer takes his class. Shawanda, do you take Jamal class?
Nope.
All right, I'm just joking. All right, Miss Betty, do you take Jamal's class?
On Wednesdays.
Okay, no problem. So what I can do is just at least start with you all as it pertains to what I'm speaking of. You all know that for Older Americans Month this year, one of our events is going to be highlighting or spotlighting a coloring book that Jamal is producing or creating. And what we're going to do is, at some point, I don't know the date yet, but we're going to be issuing the coloring books. You will color a page or a few pages in the coloring book before the event. And the day of the event, you'll do like a show and tell, probably of one piece, because there'll probably be so many people on that event that you'll only be able to showcase one of your pieces. So I want to take down a list of people who are interested in the coloring book. Anybody? All right, so as it pertains to everybody in this class, I have your contact, but when I speak to Jamal's people, I'm gonna have to get certain people's contact. So I will contact you when it's time to receive or pick up the coloring book. So I have one, Vivian Beatty, 2, Who else raised their hand? Jean Blackshear Harris. Who else?
Jennifer.
Yeah.
Okay, Ronnie and Jennifer.
No. Just me.
Oh, okay. All right, Mr. Ronnie, you're gonna be missing out on that beautiful color book.
I don't like coloring. Excuse me.
Okay, no problem.
I'll be writing poetry.
Okay, great. Woo. Okay, anybody else? Miss Betty, no?
Kim, if is that just for Tuesday, or you just
No,
want to participate?
no. It's an event for May, for Older Americans Month. It's only gonna be a
No,
one
no.
day.
I'm saying I don't do his Tuesday class. I do his Wednesday class.
No, it's not about any class, period. I was just curious to know, like, the first people on the list to get the coloring books, I would ideally want his participants, people who in his classes, period, to be the first ones on the list. It doesn't matter.
Well,
about
I
somebody
participate.
somebody from another facility might want to do the event with the coloring book. You see what I'm saying?
I'll participate then.
I'm just giving y'all first choices. First, yeah.
Okay, I'll participate.
All right. So I just wanted to say, for the only person that I see, Miss Vivian Beatty, we also have an event. Sorry, I'm coming right back because so you'll be able to see me. I also have an event for Older Americans Month that I'm hosting called Kimberlie's Corner Sip and Paint, where I will be issuing out canvases with a pre-drawn image on it. And the only thing you have to do is have your own paint and brush. And so what we'll do is we're going to, when we have the event that day, we're all gonna paint the pictures together while we're sipping a beverage. And if you decide to sip, what we're telling people is we're not encouraging alcohol, but people are grown, they're in their own home. If people drink alcohol, that's your preference. If you want to drink coffee, tea, water, we want you to drink something sitting in front of you. However, if you are drinking alcohol, we ask you to keep bottles out of the view of the camera. So even though that event is going to be May 12th, did you want to participate, Ms. Vivian? Because I've already started the list for that. If you have your video muted, Ms. Vivian. If you're saying something, unmute yourself. But if you want to participate, raise your hand. Ms. Betty, yep. You want to participate because I did not have your name on my list. Ms. Betty, you want to participate in that?
Yeah.
Okay. So Betty Coleman and Vivian Betty. For the sip and paint, I only have 50 availabilities, and right now I have about maybe 30 more left. So I have like 20 people on my list, probably. Shawanda Holt, we are allowing staff to participate with the sip and paint, and I don't know if Anthony Bailey's still on. Do you all want to participate? If so, you have to have your own paint and brush.
Yeah, I want to.
You want to?
Yeah.
Okay, Shawanda Holt. And what about the coloring book, Shawanda?
I'll do it too.
Okay, and I know Destiny wants to do that. Shawanda, are you taking any pictures of the food that you cooking for the culinary slideshow?
Nope.
Okay, because you don't be cooking.
I cook.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. So I have y'all down for the coloring book, and I have you down for the sip and paint. And we'll be continuing to let you know about the dates and everything for those events. Let me put my own name on the list. All right. So how many people out there, I mean, sorry to say like how many people, but also for people that don't know, some of you may not take Miss Chef Destiny Moss's culinary class called Cooking and Learning with Care. But this year we've added a new feature to the Older Americans Month events where we will have a slideshow featuring different people's dishes. So if some people love to cook, it can be possibly something that you cooked or prepared. You know, everything that you eat isn't cooked. You might prepare a salad or prepare some no-bake cheesecake or something, I don't know. But you're able to take pictures of your food as well and send it to Destiny Moss's email address. Can you please put that email address in the chat, Miss Moss, if you can, for people who want to participate in that. And also, some people may be submitting more than one picture of their food. You also have to name the food, like Jean's Juicy Jubilee. Maybe that's a beverage. You know, I don't know. But however, we ask you, if you are putting more than one picture in the piece, please provide one recipe, because Chef Destiny is creating a cookbook. So at least one recipe. So I don't know if that information, I don't even know if she's there. But even if you have the email address, Shawanda, if you could type it in the chat. I do know that one of her email addresses is Destiny. I can type that one in, but I don't know the other one. So for food photos, send to Destiny Moss at Fulton County GA.gov. For the art for making something out of nothing, art slideshow, and for Jamal's class, anybody who's sending work for Jamal's class, the email address is artistshow 2021 at gmail.com. Hardest show to, all right. So don't forget that the email address to send your pieces for the art presentation is right there in the chat. It's hardestshow2021@gmail.com. All right, so Miss Vivian, what we're creating is our paper tubes. I don't know if you were ever in a class where we created paper tubes, but I have these dowels. It's like a pack of dowels. And I chose like a medium-sized dowel. And basically what we're doing is taking pages out of an old magazine. Basically, you might have to roll up each page in the entire magazine. I have already finished one magazine, and this is how the tubes look for like an entire magazine. So, do you know how to roll the tubes do you know how to roll the paper tubes, or you want me to demonstrate? You have to unmute yourself, love. Remember, I showed you how to go to the bottom of the screen and click the microphone. Don't get nervous, just relax, take your time. When you put the cursor or the mouse on your screen at the bottom, that's right. Okay, now you can talk. You've unmuted yourself.
Okay.
I don't know if I've been shown how to do that,
Okay,
but I'm willing to learn.
all
And
right,
I think all you have to do is get a piece of paper and roll it and glue it.
pretty much. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you right quick. Is there anybody who finished their 2 wheels out there? Yes, no?
No, no.
Y'all making me laugh hard. You know why? Don't feel no kind of way because this is the evidence that I have not finished my wheel.
We're working on it.
I haven't finished it, but I'm working on it.
I'm working on it as well, and actually I just got a chance to finish the rest of my tubes last night. But what I'm gonna
That's
go ahead,
right.
ma'am,
I say I'm working on it, but I haven't finished it. I got that much done.
and Miss Hasina, did you say something?
No,
Uh,
no, I haven't finished, but we're working on our too.
Miss Jean, you have
Yes.
to unmute yourself, love.
Okay,
I'm
Kim,
listening. Yes, ma'am.
Kim, if I don't want to make that little thing. Can I make some, can you show us something else to make?
Well,
No.
first of all, I haven't even shown you what we're making. So,
Are you making that little, with the wheels? With the wheels and the little wagon? Isn't that what you're making?
no, ma'am.
No.
Oh, okay, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm good.
We're not, before we made a paper cycle, which was
Right.
a bicycle with the papers, we're not making that anymore.
Oh, great, I'm ready.
I just call this a wheel, or, I mean, I don't know what else to call it. It could be a circle, but it's not a circle, it's circular. But I'm just calling it a wheel, but that's not what we're making.
How many do we make?
2.
2, okay.
And pretty much, once you make those 2, you don't have to construct anything else as it pertains to like all those steps we had with the paper cycle.
Right.
Because after we make those 2 wheels, we're putting together what we're doing and it's gonna be done. It's a simpler project.
How big is it?
It depends on how large your wheels are. Remember, I said, I'm gonna come back to this, but I said that my wheel, as you can see it compared to my hand, the palm of my hand, me in particular, I wouldn't go this small, I would go a little larger, but I want my wheel to be larger than my entire hand. You see what I'm saying?
Got you.
That's just fitting in the palm of my hand. And then I said my second wheel will be just a little bit smaller than that.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So, Miss Vivian, and anybody else that needs the instructions on making this paper, the paper too. What you do is go ahead and tear the cover off your magazine because these 2 papers are really thick and kind of stiff, and you only need the inside papers that are softer. As you go, sometimes the binding on the magazine is like a thick piece of glue. You can go ahead and take that off as well as you are tearing each paper or each page out. And so I usually have a piece of newspaper to sit on the table so that the glue will not get all over the table. There's nothing wrong with what you said, Ms. Jean, because generally what I won't do is repeat the same projects in the class. Like we're moving right along.
Oh, tons.
All right, so we have a couple of minutes, and what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and show how to do this again, and I'm gonna move on to Jamal's class. All right, so what you do is I have my dowel and a page. I'm gonna roll it from corner to corner. What I'm doing is rolling like so to keep the length of the stick out of the paper so as not to roll up the stick. Then I'm going to take my finger and take a corner and roll the paper, but keeping my fingers on it tight so that it doesn't unravel. Take my Elmer's glue. This is only Elmer's glue. I just have it in a different container. And I don't add a lot of glue, but just enough The glue might start pressing out at the end, but all I do is take my finger and kind of just roll it around until the piece is glued in together. So once that glue, you twist the bottom, like, whoa, that came loose. Let me hold it for a couple of little minutes, seconds. So you just twist the bottom and pull the stick or the dowel out of it, and then that's your first paper tube. You saw that, Miss Vivian? Is she still on here? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna tell you how to make the wheel. One more page. All right, again, take the stick or the dowel, leave a long portion of it out so that you don't roll it up in the paper. Go ahead, roll tight. And I'm gonna show you the full amount of glue that I put. I keep my applicator on the paper so that I don't get too much glue on there. You don't want to overuse the glue. And then I go ahead and you can pick it up and roll it, or you can continue to roll it on your surface or your table. And so that's the second one. And I like to roll these tubes out while I'm watching TV or something, because you don't necessarily have to think about it when you do it. But it's kind of like multitasking, doing something while you're watching TV instead of just watching television. Or you can do it in a quiet room. So I have 2 more tubes to add to my wheel. I'm going to put those to the side because I want them to go with the second wheel. That's my second book. And so, even though I've started a wheel here, Miss Vivian, I'm going to act as if I'm just now started out, and I'll show you how to add to that. So what you want to do is basically grab a couple of the paper tubes, and the first thing I want to do is measure to see if one end is able to stick into the other end of the tube, like so. Measure it first. Then I'm going to take that out, put a little glue in, and place that back in there just like that. So the next thing, before I add the glue, once again, I'm going to measure if that fits, put some glue inside, pick the same tube up, stick it inside, and push it down just a little bit so it'll be tight. Now I'm sort of building pieces as I go along, maybe 5 or 6, how many ever I can handle. As I'm adding them on, the ones that I first did are kind of drying. So while I'm adding another tube, these are taking a little time to dry.
Again?
All right, right here, I'm measuring to see if that can fit inside there. Then I'm taking it out, adding glue, and putting it back in there. So last week, I was saying to everybody, you can use a rolling pin, you can use the palm of your hand, you can use a water bottle. I use the water bottle to roll over the piece and press it out, so to speak. Once I rolled over the long coil, be careful when you are rolling it too, because it may not be completely dry. The sections might be coming loose. So just like one of mine just came loose, but I'm just going to place it back inside there and press. All right. So from there, I also said that you can use the side of the table like so to flatten it out more as well. See that? And actually this part just came out. All I'm going to do is glue it back together. So to add this to my wheel, or to start a wheel, all you'll do is take something and start rolling it up into a wheel, so to speak, like this, until it goes round and round and round. But since I already have this wheel, remember I said in between the pieces, don't add glue, do not add glue. But for this piece right here, I already started a wheel and I started rolling it around. I'm going to add this piece that we just did to this portion of the tail. How I'm gonna do that, I usually open up the hole and put it together, put it inside there, but what I'm gonna do is just add some glue and place that on top, like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and roll that, the rest of that up into my wheel. Remember, keep the wheel flat and tight. How I keep it tight is just hold the center and pull the tab like that, and it'll tighten up. You're gonna need some type of clip or rubber band or something where the end of the tail is. You see, I kind of let it go, but since I was holding it, the whole thing did not unravel. You're gonna need a clip or something, I would say a rubber band, to go over where the tail is, to hold it in place while you're not working on it. And that's basically it. So next week, I will definitely have my two wheels constructed to show you exactly what we're gonna do. At that time, you are going to need either, you have three options. You can have, if you don't have it too, you know, you can watch the demo with me and then watch it on YouTube later and finish up your project. But if you are ready with the two wheels with me, then what you're gonna need is either matte Mod Podge, gloss Mod Podge, or you can even still use your Elmer's glue. You're gonna need a brush, and that's it. So I'm gonna put that into the chat, what you're gonna need next week, what I'm going to be using. Next class, you will need Elmer's glue, or Mod Podge, matte, or gloss. It's optional, it's your choice. And you will need a brush and newspaper. All right. So once again, if you don't have the Mod Podge, it's no problem. You can still continue to use the Elmer's glue that we have. And if there are any more questions for today, any more suggestions or comments, I'm going to be moving to the next class. Anybody have any questions, suggestions?
I have.
Yes,
Should I go to Michael's? Should I go to Michael's and pick up, you know, to buy the little stick?
they sell it at Walmart.
Walmart. Okay.
And once, it's like a little pack of sticks like this with different sizes.
Okay.
Pull them out, maybe you can see the different sizes compared to them sitting beside each other. But I generally am using the medium one. And I was gonna say, like, sometimes I've seen people try to use these skewers that you might use for a shish kebab. They're really skinny. It's really hard to use, so I wouldn't recommend it. But the dowels, I mean, I even have enough that for whatever reason, if I were to see you sometime before then, I'll just give you one of my dowels. If I see you before then, which will be in 1 week. You had something to say, Mr. Ronnie?
Yeah, we didn't have any magazines, but I had plenty of typing paper, so that's what I'm using to make my little tubes.
You use
typing
good typing paper?
Well, a pack of typing paper, 500 sheets, is only $3.49 at Walmart.
Okay.
That's what we had.
Okay, it's no problem. That's a good thing too. Some people use magazine papers, any type of papers you can use, or even you can use newspapers. So That's a really good option as well. Don't forget that we are making something out of nothing. And if I give you a set of rules or instructions as to something to do, please feel free to say, well, Kim, I used a different material or supply, and it will possibly be inspiration to show us other things you can do. So we all here creating and taking risk together. You had something to say, Ms. Jean?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I like your,
I got these.
okay, I like your beautiful crown on your head wrap.
Oh, thanks.
How did you get your pieces long like that? You did this double papers like Miss Jennifer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. So silly. All right. So I was gonna say I see a participant online, which usually if people don't have their video on, I kind of just leave them be. But I just want to say welcome to Cynthia Hall and welcome Aja Simmons. Miss Aja, if you are responding, I've been taking a list of people's names who are interested in participating in the Older Americans Month events. I wanted to know, I can call you offline, but anyway, are you interested in participating in the sip and paint, Miss Aja?
Of course. That'll be beautiful. Yes, ma'am.
But you know, the only thing is we providing the canvas with the pre-drawn picture. You have to have your own paint, and what I recommend to people is that we're using acrylic.
Okay, I can do that.
And are you participating in the coloring book that Jamal is making?
Oh yeah, that sounds like a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna write your name down for those. Oh, also, once again, if you are actually gonna present one of your dishes, don't forget to do that coloring book. I have Aja Simmons and Aja Simmons. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right. So thank y'all once again. Oh, I want to say welcome to Cynthia Hall and welcome everybody else. Thanks once again for joining the class MSOON. It's the acronym for Making Something Out of Nothing. Next week, I'm going to go ahead and construct what we are creating, a vessel. I call mine a vase, but you might call yours something else. I'm going to have my 2 wheels done. Miss Vivian, so what I'm saying to everybody, if you do not have your wheels done, then you might just have your tools done. You can always look back on the YouTube videos to catch up as it pertains to with the instructions that I'm giving you. So once again, I've had a wonderful class with you all. Have a wonderful and blessed day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
So much.
Bye-bye.
Peace and love.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
Kim, I might call you.
No problem, no problem. And don't forget, Shawanda has given you all the other email address in the chat that if you want to submit a dish for the culinary art slideshow. It's capital Z, like a smile, but with a Z, smile, ZMILE, the number 4, ME2003@yahoo.com. I'm going to actually write that down so that I'll be able to give it to you young people later. Thank you so much, Shawanda. Zmile for me 2003@yahoo. Okay. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day.
You be blessed also.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Kim.
Peace.